Hey guys, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really awesome abstract donut torus thingy, whatever you want to call it. You can see here it is. It looks like it's intricate, but all it is pretty much a default cube, and we're going to add a whole bunch of really awesome and simple modifiers to it, tweak a few settings, and we're going to pretty much get this result. Do some really basic materials, make this really basic backdrop. Really straightforward. I think most people could do this if they wanted to. Also, before we get into the tutorial, if you haven't done so already, go and check me out on Instagram or Twitter. I post a lot of really cool stuff on there, and you guys can share what you've made as well. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do. So let's get into it. Okay, so if a new scene opened up in Blender, we're going to go and delete our camera and our lamp here, and we're going to be using our default cube. So select your default cube, and then go S, point, 2.5 and hit enter. And that's going to make it a quarter of the size it originally was. Then we're going to go Control A and we're going to go and apply the scale. This is very important. So Shift A, apply the scale. Then we're going to tab into edit mode. With all of these vertices selected, we're going to go S, X, and we're going to go S, X, 0.1 and hit enter. And that's going to scale it along the X and make it 1/10 of its width along the X, as you can see right there. So we're going to tab out of edit mode, and now we can start adding a modifier. So go to our modifiers tab. The first modifier we're going to add is our array modifier. Once you've done that, we're going to make the count 61. So type in 61, hit enter, and we're going to come to our offset here, and we're going to make the offset 2, and that is on the X. Okay, so you can see that is what we have. Then we're going to minimize this tab here. We're going to go add, and we're going to add a second modifier, and this one is going to be the simple deform. So select the simple deform. We're going to leave this at twist, and on the angle here, we're going to make it 357. So hit 357 and hit enter, and it should be on the x-axis. And what we're going to do is minimize this guy, and we're going to go add, and we're going to add another simple deform. But this time we're going to set it to bend instead of twist. We're going to make the axis Z, and then we're going to go to angle, and we're going to make it 357 as well, and hit enter. So if we go to our top orthographic view, we should have this here, as you can see. And then what we're going to do is add one more modifier on top of here, so just minimize that to keep it neat. And we're going to go and add a wireframe modifier. And depending on how the size of the object you originally had, and if you've applied a scale or not, you can mess around with the thickness, but I'm just going to leave it at 0.02. That looks plenty good to me. And then we're going to grab this guy here, go G and Y, and we're going to just move it to the middle of our scene. It doesn't have to be exact, just like that. And here we have made a very intricate object with just pretty much a cube and some modifiers. And could you imagine if we actually had to model this from scratch? That would be a nightmare. So we have our torus abstract thingy made. Don't know what to call it, and then we're going to go Shift A, we're going to go Mesh, and we're going to add a plane, and we're going to go S8, scale it up 8 times, like so, and then we're going to go G, Z, and just bring it down all the way to here. Roughly that, doesn't have to be perfect, go to the top, and then we're going to go Shift A, and we're going to add ourselves a camera, and then we're going to grab that guy, just G, Z, and we're going to move it up. Then hit 0 to go into a camera view, and then with your camera still selected, if you hit the G key and you hit your middle mouse button and hold it in, you pull back, you can see we zoom out. So I'm going to go with that for now. Okay, so here we have it. We have our camera, we have our backdrop, and we have our abstract object here. And now we can get into our materials and our lighting. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is add a light to our scene. So go to our front orthographic view, go Shift A, and we're going to add a light, and we're going to add a sun lamp. And go G, move it up to about here, R to rotate it a little bit, bring it in, and then we're going to go to our light settings here, and we're going to give it a strength of 6, and that's our light there. And then what we can do is go to our render settings here, make sure it's EV render, enable ambient occlusion, make sure bloom is enabled, and then hit screen space reflections as well. So just these 3 over here will be fine for this tutorial. Then we can go to our camera view, grab our donut abstract torus thingy here, whatever you want to call it. Go to our materials tab, and we can see there's already a material added to this. If there's not, just go and add one, and just call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it blue because I'm going to make my first color a blue material. I'm just going to make it this kind of blue. I'm just going to leave it default, principled BSDF. That's fine. Then I'm going to click here and make one more color. I'm going to go new. I'm going to call this pink glow. So call it pink glow, whatever you want. The reason I'm doing that is I'm making this an emission, so I'm going to go and get an emission shader. I'm going to make it pink, like the name suggests, and then I'm going to make it a value of 3. And then what I'm going to do is tab into my edit mode here. And if I go to material viewport, I should see everything by default has the first color. So I'm going to go to my face select. I'm going to select this color, this face here. Then I'm holding in shift, I'm going to select this face here. I'm going to click on my pink glow and I'm going to hit assign. I can now see that I have my materials applied here on the outside and the inside. So tab out and go to our camera view, and that's looking pretty cool. And at the moment we just need to obviously go to our rendered, and it's a little bit blown out because of the background, so select the background, go new, and we're just going to call this BG for background. And then what we can do is go to our world settings, we're going to make it fully black. Now the background is going to make this look really cool. So with our background selected, let's go to our shading, and we're going to just do some basic node setup here. So just go into our camera view, make sure we're in rendered. We got our backdrop selected, and this is the default material it created for us. So just drag these guys to the side, and what we're going to do is go Shift A, search. We're going to get a color ramp node. We're going to plug this guy into the base here. We're going to give this guy here a value, a pink color. So I'm going to make this, make it whatever you want. I'm going to drag the black value up, just drag the pink in a bit, and we're going to make this a constant. Then what we're going to do is go Shift A, search. We can get a noise texture. So type in noise, grab your noise texture, plug the color into the factor of the color ramp, and then go to edit, preferences if you haven't already done it, go to your add-ons, search and type in node, and get your node wrangler add-on enabled. So if you do that and you select your noise texture here and you go Control T, you're going to have 2 new nodes inserted. So your mapping node and your object, your texture coordinates. So take the object from the texture coordinates, plug it into the vector here. And then what we're going to do is go to this slider here, the Y, and we're going to make that a value of 35 and hit enter. And then what we're going to do is come to our scale here and make this 1.3 and hit enter. And if you drag this Y slider, increase the value here and mess around with this. It can be a little bit finicky, so just mess around with it till you get kind of the results I'm getting. It worked earlier when I did it, so you might have to mess around with this a little bit. Bring these values in a bit. Okay, that's looking good. I'm going to go with that for now. And then what we're going to do is come to the metallic here, drag this all the way up to a value of 1, and just bring the roughness in a bit, down a bit to about 0.4. That's fine. And if we come here, I think that's a little bit too much pink, so I'm going to drag this slider up. Maybe just come here and make the scale a bit larger by bringing it down. So 1.7 works good here. I might scale that in a bit. So there you go. So it's not always going to be exactly the same every time you do a tutorial or you do a project, but roughly just mess around with these settings till you kind of get this sort of scale and size happening. And you can see because we made this metallic, it's now kind of reflecting, this pink is reflecting kind of almost like a glowing kind of way, even though it's not an emission shader. But if we go to our render settings here, the bloom is kind of treating that as like something that can bloom or glow. So it's really awesome, makes it look really sci-fi, kind of cool, without having to do anything too fancy or technical with emission shaders. So that's what we have, and you can grab this guy here, go to that pink glow material we created, and just drag the emission up a little bit to get a bit more of a glow like this. So there we have it. This is our render. It's really awesome. I hope you guys make something cool with it. If you do, find me on Twitter or Instagram, share what you've made, show other people, and try and make something cooler or even better using this kind of technique. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys for another tutorial. Please subscribe.